you can see the irony is if you look at the property market, it came off. Now, it didn't come off because the property market's bad. It came off because interest rates went up and everybody got spooked. But one of the reasons, particularly in Sydney, that you can see that the 1 year, it went down 11.7%. That's probably the highest it's ever gone down. But let me tell you something. The market didn't go down 11.7. It's just the average went down. And what that means is the high-end properties that would normally be in the average, keeping the values up, people chose not to sell them. So if you imagine if we had sold a few $10 million, $15 million properties, the average would come up. But if I choose to not sell it because I hear that the market's not strong and I can't get my price, and the top sale is 12 instead of 15, the average comes down. But that doesn't mean the market came down, because I'm telling you, we've got clients looking in Sydney all the time. They're not going to auctions and going, Steve, I picked up a bargain. They're ringing us up saying, I got it, but bloody hell, you should see what I had to pay for it. The market's still hot because there's no supply. But if you want junk, if you want a horrible property, that is cheap. But don't buy those at any price. Quality is critical, especially at a time like now. Because if they're going to flood the market with any sort of stock, it's going to get flooded with junk, not quality. And so there'll be probably too much junk and not enough quality. So don't go into the junk market where supply might strengthen and demand is always weak. Go into the better than average, where demand will always be strong and supply is likely to stay soft. So in the old days when I started, I used to say to people, buy any property. You can't go wrong in Australia. Now I don't. I say buy good ones, because bad ones aren't making any money. But you can see here across the board, now here's Perth finally being the superstar, beaten only by Hobart because they got a new football team, right? But there's Perth 2.7. Look at the value. 550 is the average in Perth compared to 1.4 in Sydney. And this is what's happened. Queensland has been fueled by a lot of people selling out of here and going here and pocketing the difference. And that's the big thing that's changed in the Australian property market, is people are selling out of Sydney in droves and going to cheaper places now to retire because they've got enough money from the sale to buy a new property, renovate it, clear their debt, and still have money left over to have a wonderful retirement. And that's a change that will affect everything across the board, which is another reason that I'm very, very bullish on the property market. So expect these negatives to quickly disappear now that interest rates are starting to flatline, and the spook of it going up still is going to take away procrastination. People want to buy, but they're afraid of buying in case rates keep going up. Now they think, oh, probably not more. Even though he said, oh, we won't do any more, and then he just did one. What a sneaky little devil. But still got his job because no one can sack him, you know. But expect these to be really good. But, you know, in Sydney, expect that exodus to the north of Queensland and eventually to the west, where the value and the lifestyle is off the charts, and the weather, best ever. Get west. Get west. West is the best.